Do parents always know best, Sarah?
I'm going to say absolutely not. And let me put that into context. My parents, and I've had this discussion with my parents throughout the years, so it's not something that, you know, they're going to watch and go, oh, what's she talking about? My parents came to this country in the 1960s from a small village in the Himalayas, OK? And they came over here and they came with set values, set religious beliefs, set cultural beliefs. And, you know, as I was growing up, in my house, I grew up as a child thinking their way was the right way. It was only really when I went to school that actually I started to see the world from a different point of view. I was mixing with different people from different cultures, different religions, something that they'd never done. So if it wasn't for my teachers and for my school, I don't think I would be the open-minded person that I am today. And I've actually managed to be able to also help my parents broaden their thinking and educated them into what actually life in Britain is about, because they didn't know. I'll give you an example. You know, my mum never, ever talked about things like periods or anything. It was because I went to school that, at the primary school, actually, when you were just about to go to secondary school, that I was taught that. So when it actually happened to me, I wasn't frightened, I wasn't scared. So from a personal experience, and I am a parent, I don't believe I will always know what's best, and I'm happy to hand that over to teachers and other experts.
No, I don't think parents will always know best. Some parents do know best, some parents don't. Some parents don't know anything at all and are pretty bad for their kids. But at the same time, I do think it's time for the state to stop interfering with things like this. I don't think you can teach that sort of stuff. I don't think you can teach tolerance. When kids go to school, they see all types of different kids, and they probably don't even clock that there are different types of kids there. When you start bringing things up like that...
But if you don't know there are different
lessons,
kind of kids, if you screen out people who are not heterosexual, then they don't exist for children. So in some ways you are teaching intolerance because you're not exposing children.
Intolerance.
You are, because you're limiting their horizons. Whereas Sarah was saying that her horizons were limited within the house, it was by going to school that horizons were widened.
But also, I think I did teach my parents to be more tolerant, because they could see...
But you just went to school. You didn't have lessons in those sorts of things, did you? You just went to school and there were lots of different kids there, so you were in a different environment.
But I was taught subjects like RE, about other cultures and about other things, and I think, to be honest, it doesn't matter what you're taught. You're there to have an education in what life is about.
Well,
so I think
you can be
tolerant.
In this case, I mean, they're talking about primary-age children, so they're talking about, you know, what is appropriate to them at a young age. So it's really little kids reading books which will have characters in them that have same-sex parents. That's it. That's as detailed as it gets at that stage.
Yeah,
and there are some parents who would not like same-sex relationships to be included. What do you think, Brenda?
Well, because I agree with what Sarah says. My upbringing was quite strict and quite closed down with regards to sex education and that sort of thing. But I think that it is good. I would have liked something like that myself, as I've said, because, you know, you have to think about the young kids that are there that are going through something that they can't talk to necessarily their parents about, or they're scared or they're nervous and anxious. And if they've got a teacher that's there that they see on a daily basis, that they think, OK, this is a forum for me to be able to release myself. I've seen that there are children 3, 4 years old that are, you know, questioning whether they're straight, gay, whatever. And I just think it's a nice forum, and to be able to have that extra support for a parent.
Don't you think the state, though, is beginning to take over as the parent? Like, they teach them everything, they have to feed them, they have to discipline them, and parents need to be able to give...
But some parents can't do it. Yeah, but some parents can't do it, Carol.
No, but they have to. They've got to step up.
But that's not fair on the kids. That's not fair on the kids.